Just gonna open up all the links, I guess. I know Brandon didn't do that, but I'll show you guys the battles. Oh, what happened there? Okay, I don't know what happened there. Oh, did I just... Are we still in the call? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I closed Facebook, but I guess that doesn't matter. That's weird. So, do you want to just, while I load up all this, do you want to start with your 16?
Alright. I think my list didn't change that much from last week. It was mainly more of the bottom stuff and a little bit of the upper stuff changed. So for 16th, I have Turner for this one.
You have Turner?
Yeah. Because really, like this game, I thought she really had a good chance to win it. Like I thought she had this game, just watching it. And I'll quickly grab the game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
4.
Yeah, week 4. She played Liam.
Yeah, because basically, like, I thought she had this game. Because first turn, she had Star Raptor against the, Shedinja, which turned out to be Zoroark. But it got a kill. And when you look at Liam's team, he doesn't have a Star Raptor flying resist, and also he doesn't have a Entei fire resist. He doesn't have answers for both of those.
Yeah.
And so like,
and that's what, like, I helped her with this team. I said, Ninetales comes in, you go Entei. What happens is it tries to hit, it doesn't hurt you, and you get a Sacred Fire off.
Yeah. And so basically, yeah, like Star Raptor came out, got a kill. Ninetales came out. Honestly, I'm gonna do this calc because do you know what was the Star Raptor? Was
Star Raptor? It was Scarf.
Scarf.
Yeah, Scarf Star Raptor. And I had her at 15, so I'll put this here, because I had her at 15, and you had her at 16, right? And like, yeah. I really liked the way she played this game, but like I helped her like with pretty much breaking down some stuff, and she played what I told her, whereas in previous seasons I would like break stuff down for her and it'd be less responsive. But I feel like she really did well this game. The two main things that bothered me was right here. I have it on my screen. It's the turn 4. So Reuniclus is out against the Executor, and she Calm Minds up, I believe. No, the Trick Room comes up, and she stays in. She's slower. She has the speed. She can kill this Executor with any attack. Shadow Ball did 26. And then she switches into Manaphy, lets it die. And then she loses Staraptor. So this might just be her not understanding Trick Room, but she sacked 2 Pokemon. She told me it was a misclick, but what bothered me was if it was a misclick on the Manaphy, why didn't she go back into Reuniclus?
Yeah.
And then she lost the Staraptor, and that was...
And I don't want to talk about it, but basically, like, turn 1 she had Staraptor, gets the kill on Zoroark. Turn 2, Ninetales comes out. I have the calc here. If Liam didn't run defensive, he used max speed, max special attack. Raper did minimum 98% on that. That would have been a kill. She goes Entei, and Liam fires off a Dark Pulse, which again, like, I think Liam played this poorly. He still won, but like he fires off a Dark Pulse in the face of like all that hit was Reuniclus. So I don't know why Dark Pulse. He seems to really like pressing Dark Pulse with it.
Yeah.
But Entei came out, press Sacred Fire. We see it's a 2-shot on Necrozma, and again she does her thing where Turner she switches out. Yeah. She has the kill in front of her, and she goes into Reuniclus, which honestly it doesn't beat Necrozma, especially the set Liam is. I think he had Calm Mind.
Yeah, a Calm Mind set would wall it.
Earthquake, Store Power. It doesn't beat him, so I don't know why. And then we see Reuniclus lets Staraptor die, lets Manaphy die, goes out, and Entei gets the kill. And then just lets Entei go down when again, like if one shot everything.
Yeah.
Really.
And that's my biggest worry with the way she plays, is the whole like she and I talked to her about it because I'm like, if you didn't, I told her like if you don't switch as much, you'll be doing a lot better. And her response was she's in my mindset from season 1 and 2 where she doesn't like stuff dying. So like,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to play like that, except I had a defensive team with like a lot of synthesis, morning sun, stuff like that, where I could afford
Yeah.
to not let stuff
Like
die.
she doesn't have the speed and she doesn't have the
Yeah,
ball. She can't continually switch in because every time they'll be switching, but then also doesn't have speed, so it takes a second hit.
yeah,
And again, like she has a muck and this Ninetales comes out, and the muck didn't really come out into the end. Same with Executor. Like I'm pretty sure muck can live a couple hits from that thing, and
yeah,
it didn't come out at all to the end when it really had nothing to do with the end.
yeah.
So that was really that game for me at least.
That's pretty much all I want to talk about. Yeah,
Because again, like
and
it's
another
still
thing
a
to
habit
add.
of switching out, not killing.
Another thing to add is if you, I only have the week 5 standings here, but you're also looking at someone who's 0-5 after 5 weeks in a division where 6 people are in a playoff spot of the 8 or in a conference with 2 wins. Like she's in a harder, I'd say the harder of the 2 conferences standing wise, as the other conference has four teams with 1 or less win. This conference has only 2 with 1 or less.
Yeah.
So it's obvious like she's in the back already without a win up against against a tough competition.
Yeah.
And I feel like PR is another thing about playoffs. Like the whole point of PR is who's looking like they're the guy to win it or girl. And right now she's not in the best spot, which is sad because she should be 2-3. The way she's been playing, she should be 2-3.
She should be Javin and she should be
Garfield. But she's like a couple switches here and there, a couple too many, and she gets put. And that's what happens. But I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what kind of change is that? That's a -1 change for you, and for me.
Well, I guess I do sort of have it. Yeah, she went down 1.
She went down 1, and I had her drop 3. Which, I mean, it's only because, like, some other teams have been pushing up. And she's in a position where she's 0-4 at this point, -4. -4 is in, like, she's lost the last 4 games, so she's on a 4-game losing skid. Which, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I'm hoping she pulls through. At least gets it, like, at this point, she's the only team without a win. And the way she's playing, I feel like she's bound to get a win or 2.
Like that week 4 team she just played for week 4. I feel like if she brings that sort of stuff but plays it a little bit better, she'll start getting wins.
Because like if you think about it,
really solid in that matchup.
Yeah, if you think about it, okay, you go from turn 4, in a hypothetical situation, okay, hypothetical, turn 6, turn 7, she doesn't switch out, she kills the Executor with Psyshock, okay, it's a 6-on-4, she still has a Scarf Staraptor, and she still has the Entei, and there's still 2 turns of Trick Room at this point. And that means she pretty much has to go Necrozma at that point. Because Shedinja is going to die to a Shadow Ball, Mienshao to a Psyshock, Ninetales to a Psyshock, Necrozma is the only thing that can take a couple hits. And at this point it's at 43%. Like it's not taking much. She might even have to go Ninetales and just hope Blizzard kills. So like she would, and then once Trick Room ends, Staraptor just sweeps.
Yeah.
Because like Necrozma's at 40 something health. Like all she had to do was click Psyshock instead of switch out into Manaphy, and I think she could have 4-0'd that game, easy.
Mm-hmm.
So if she plays like brings teams like this and plays like this minus those few switches, I think she can easily get that win.
Yeah.
But I'll move on to my my next team, because my 16 team is Dan. I don't know where you put him.
For 16 or 15?
Turner was my 15. Dan is 1-3 at this point,
and
and
Dan's 16.
Yeah, Dan's my 16.
Okay.
And Dan was a -2 drop for me. And the reason I put that is, I don't know, his battle felt kind of awkward.
He had Scarf Magneton. He had Scarf Mimikyu.
Did he play you? Was that the game he played you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had Scarf Mimikyu, Scarf Magneton, and the Mimikyu's speed was weird because it speed tied my Charizard, but maybe that was just because like like decimals here and there. Like I think my Charizard might have been speed creeping the Mimikyu.
Maybe.
No, it would have been 100% speed creeping.
But like, I don't know, like
Kyurem. So I don't know.
My notes, I believe, on him after this match was, I just don't think he's as comfortable with his team. Like he loved Beedrill, and not having Beedrill is kind of like, you can kind of see it, but it's just like he's missing hazard removal. That's a big thing. Like Mega Absol is.
The big thing that game was that was a threatening team, but under webs when nothing outsped my Charizard and Charizard one shot everything, that was not good.
Because like I was looking at this match and I'm like, how did he not EV his Absol to outspeed Charizard? And I'm like, oh wait, webs. Like, and like I don't know. Like I'd say right now he's doing well with Magneton, but he needs. It's just once he picks up more Pokemon, he might do better. It's just that right now the only Pokemon I see him be feeling comfortable with is Magneton, and that's why I put him low. It's just like the lack of hazard removal is going to get him in trouble. Like he has no hazard removal. He has hazard control, but not removal, and then everything like this game was just kind of like awkward, I guess. And then Megazard X. I had to rewatch it because I'm like, oh wow, like I didn't realize what just happened. But yeah,
I feel like the only thing was I think Absol was a roll to kill. Other than that, like everything just dropped. So he did not have an answer.
Unless he had play rough, he wasn't killing you. Or Sucker Punch. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he thought he outsped, but like I feel like the Absol. Oh wait, no, you had a Lele. Sucker Punch might not have been the best option. But yeah, that's why I put him 16. It just the awkwardness of the battle, and just I just don't feel he's comfortable enough with his team to make playoffs. Because like if you look at the standings, where am I? Right here. If you look at the standings right now, he's 1-4. He's out of a playoff spot, but he's close. Like he's battling between a couple teams to take that 2 and 3 spot back from the Kanto Conference. So it's not like he's out of the playoff race. It's just I don't think he's comfortable enough with his team to make that playoff push.
Yeah.
But
I guess I'll go to 15 because you already said 15 was Turner, right?
Yeah.
And so like my 15th is Josh. And it's because like when you look at Josh's team, Giga Manectric, he has Celesteela, he has Battle Bond Greninja. What else does he have? I think he has an Alakazam. But the higher end of his team is all speed and all massive threats. And has he won a game yet?
He after week 5 he'll have a win, but at week 4 he's 0. He does not have a win.
At this point, he hasn't won a game, and he has so many good threats on his team that are just not getting kills.
See, I prepped from week 1, and it's probably been one of the hardest teams I had to prep for. Like you have a Greninja, you have a Celesteela, an Alakazam, a Mega Manectric.
Like unless you have, let's say, Javin's Blissey, which
Walls have, and then Psyshock Alakazam though.
And I think we saw, and they did play. I don't think it was week 5. It might have been earlier, but I know, or maybe they haven't played. But basically, like Battle Bond Greninja comes out, and it presses Specs or Scarf, Hydro Pump, or Dark Pulse, and half the time it claims a kill.
Yeah.
Celesteela, Walls.
Like this is the battle. This is the match that Drew won, wasn't it? This is Drew's first win.
Drew won this.
Yeah, and like, did you see how much damage a Specs Hydro Pump does with like? Well, it was in the rain,
Specs,
but
Hydro Pump.
It just dropped that Celesteela. Like, this is what Greninja can be doing. Because I'm pretty sure Greninja has a higher attack than Kingdra.
Oh no, you're thinking the Kingdra to the Celesteela.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I'm thinking Greninja has a higher attack. So it should be able to do more damage than the Kingdra is doing. But I mean, outside of rain, that's a different issue. But, like, that's the power he could be having.
Yeah, it one-shot the extra, but I mean, it's super effective. But,
yeah.
Like, it's so good. And Josh is just... He claims a kill here and there, But his biggest problem is, and we keep seeing it throughout every single match he does, is he has some really good mon that can get kills, but something gets thrown out that can take a hit or two and kill it back, and then he'll have a Celesteela in the back that could easily switch in, easily wall it, force the thing out, get Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, something off, and he'll just let his mon after that. He just doesn't.
Yeah, so he just lets stuff die, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And that's the biggest problem I see, is that Josh has so many good threats and he just switch out. And
Yeah.
he'll just let it die, and then he'll go Celesteela.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so that's really what I have for that.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do your 14 then, or?
Yeah, so 14 I've Drew. I think he jumped from 15 to 14 this week for me.
And he was your 16 last
Or
week.
maybe, oh no, he's 16. Okay, he jumped from 16 to 14. Because basically, like, this is a little bit of a turning point, and you'll see next week against me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling it a turning point, because he's doing better. But like, I just feel that he's got his team now, and he's understanding that he has weather setters and weather abusers, and he understands that you set up the rain, you go your weather abuser, and you get your kill. You go, after that's done, you go set your weather up again, weather abuser, get your kill, and it sort of shows that this past game he's getting there.
Yeah.
He went to pad on, got his weather up, he got the stand up, but then he went hard axe drill and Greninja, and it just dropped.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. That's why it's a little bit of a turning point, but he's still.
See, yeah. But I mean,
just went weather abuser and it died.
the thing I'm liking is if you go from the first 2 weeks, he was using a team with no natures and EVs in every stat.
Like,
Now week 3 to 5 or week 3 to 4, 3 he put up a fight. I forget who. I forget who played week 3. It was Willinga, but he faced a guy that just had the best answers to a rain team. Like there's nothing you can do. And then he faced week 4. He faced someone, and the only thing I had an issue with was he sacked Excadrill, his sand abuser, and he used Tornadus, his rain setter. So he lost the rain, and he lost his sand abuser. So but he's not, you know what I mean? Like, he's missing one of the two pieces he needs.
Yeah.
And
like,
the first couple games, he was sacking his rain user because he only did rain. But now he's kind of learning to keep those alive.
He's got that double weather setter, and he's at least keeping one to help sweep, which is nice.
Yeah.
He had a little problem mid game where Kingdra was out in the rain. He clicked Ice Beam on Alakazam switch.
Yeah.
And it showed him to kill, and he swapped out when he got the kill there.
Yeah.
And he went hard Scissor, which I can see why. Like, Scissor is your answer to Alakazam.
Yeah. Maybe.
But at the same time, like,
in his defense, though, I feel like, where is it? I'll give him some credit. He probably should have clicked like Hydro Pump or Surf, and he might have just went into Scissor so he could reset the specs. I think he realized.
But I don't think that mattered too much.
Well, because like at that point, like Scissor can switch into Alakazam a lot better, because he could have gone like Greninja or something, and Ice Beam would have resisted, right? Which Scissor might not have been able to.
At that point, Greninja was like in the red.
Yeah.
Because it got hit by an EQ from a Hippowdon.
Oh yeah, it was at like 40.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's also like he's doing some good plays, like he's U-turning on Alakazam. He's getting the switch initiative.
Yeah. He's definitely learning, which is nice to see.
The outcome of this game was that between him and Josh, it felt like someone had to win the game. I don't think there was a point where anyone had the reins on this game, other than I think at one point Kingdra, basically like in the rain, he could have just pressed Hydro Pump and got a bunch.
Yeah,
kills,
he missed the one against Alakazam, which sucked. His last turn of rain.
That's why it died. But yeah, it just feels like in this game someone had to win. There was no clear like this was my game sort of thing.
I would say near the end, the point when I would say that like he had it was when Josh had Alakazam, Arcanine, and Arrow left. He didn't really have anything that could touch Hippowdon that well. You know what I mean?
There's nothing bad on.
His only answer was an Aquatail Aerodactyl, and I just saw it do 36.
Yeah, it just did 30s. It was not that strong.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Arrow had like slack off. Um, yeah. It's just like but I do agree. It was one of those battles where it was just like it didn't feel like it was like a checkmate kind of thing. It just felt like, well, all the pieces are dead. Like someone had to win.
Yeah, like now this game just plays out for what's
Yeah.
left.
So that was your 14. Is there any more you wanted to say?
No, I guess that's it.
Okay, so the one I have next, is Zach for my 14. Where'd I put
Okay.
Zach? Zach is he's 1 and 3, I believe. -2, and he went up 2, for me, but yeah, it's Zach 1 and 3 -2 +2. What did I write for Zach? Okay, yeah. So he was facing Javin, right? Oh, I just opened a calculator by accident.
Yeah, he's facing Javin.
I think one of my big issues with that match was like, look at his team. What on Zach's team breaks Toxapex? It's Rose Raid,
Sure.
and that's neutral, I believe.
Yeah.
But like that's your only answer, right? Maybe the Rotom, but you have to be offensive Rotom. But Rotom, you probably want defensive in this game to take on Lando, and the Metacham, and to a degree even the Nidoking. It just looked like he built a team that like he couldn't. I don't even think he has a good electric type. I think his only electric type is the Rotom, but it just like Toxapex just kind of like, and I know this team because I helped him build it. Well, I didn't help him build it. I helped edit stuff. Like he sent me his team, and I'm like, okay, change this, change that. So I know he had the Ice Punch on Alakazam this match, right?
Yeah, that
was his match.
10
Yeah,
power ice,
I told him
100%.
HP Ice, but I also had told him HP Fire on the Dougie, and he went Earthquake. He Earthquaked the Kartana, and like that was his chance.
But
So I was
even
like,
that, I'm
oh.
pretty sure Javin has like only run Scarf so far, so I don't know if the Dugtrio was Scarf or not.
No, but he was Sash, so he lived the hit.
Yeah.
Dougie lived the hit, and then he had a chance to HP Fire, but he Earthquaked.
And like I'll pipe in on this too because Zach is my 13th.
He's your 13, okay.
Yeah, but like look at Javin's team and look at Dugtrio. Like it literally, I don't know how much it does to Metacham. It probably does a lot, but literally like Earthquake Metacham, Earthquake Bisharp, Earthquake Toxapex.
Yeah, you can even Air Lace the Metacham. Like Groundium Z Dugtrio was the thing for this match.
Yeah, it literally killed 5 of 6 of Javin's team. And what did it do in the match? It came out Earthquake Cortana for 30%.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it did when it literally got 5 kills.
And like I know Zach, like he's a very smart individual, but he's working 2 jobs, and at this point, I don't think this is on his top priority.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's sad to see that, like it's sad to see these matches happen when I know like there's more he can be doing, but him being busy and all, like it happens. Like if he comes back next season, hopefully he's more free than he was this season. But it's just like I feel like he could be learning so much more by this point if he just had the time.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, Javin switches the Toxapex in on the Rotom to take a Volt Switch when he has a Nidoking and a Lando. That's kind of interesting, but
I mean, Hydro Pump also like claimed kills.
Yeah, true.
I guess it was fair to do that too.
Yeah, I guess it was the last. Gotta make sure my thing's working. Yeah, looks like it's good. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's why I put him there. I don't know if do you have much more to say on him?
Like really, all I had for Zach was just the Doug War, but it just sort of died.
Like this is a big match. Pardon?
Well, yeah, and just the other sort of things are that his team, like again, it didn't really have an impact on Javin just because that Toxapex walled the majority of it, and his answers were Roserade and Alakazam, and
Yeah, wait, he had an Alakazam. He could have broken that
Yeah,
ScottySparks easy.
both of them didn't like. I think Zach tried to get it in a couple times, but it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And other things is like that ice. It should have really been in Power Ice because it gets boosted by its massive special attack set and it doesn't get lowered by Intimidate. And that Sucker Punch on the Rotom, it has to go. Like there might be tiny little scenarios where Sucker Punch could claim a kill if it's like 4 times effective or 2 times and guys are really weak. But most of the time, Sucker Punch is doing 0.
Yeah. Like looking at this match, he has a Rotom, so a Psychic, HP fighting, Alakazam would put in so much work, because Kartana's he could go modest too, and then just make sure you have a Kartana and a Lando switch in, because you could have like you only need 3 Pokemon for the mons he brought, is a modest Alakazam with Psychic and HP fighting, so you don't miss the Focus Blast on the.
That was a Kartana switch, and like you could resist most of its stuff.
Yeah, or you could even have sub Alakazam to block the Sucker Punch.
Yeah, which Javin likes to fire off.
Then Dragonite for the Kartana, and then Rotom for the Lando, and you win that match. Like I don't think you could probably 3v6 what Javin brought, and then if you add Dougie, Dougie just puts in some more work.
Honestly, Dougie could have just like come out, got a kill. Javin goes out to Lando, switch out Dougie.
Yeah.
Let something die on something. Dougie comes back and gets a kill. And it's just, I think Zach needs to play more of Dougie as a revenge killer. Like, just let something die and then go Dougie and get the kill.
I still remember your match versus Brandon, Season 1, where, like, every time Heatran or Heracross got a kill, they were like, Dougie came in and just killed it. Yeah. And, like, Brandon doesn't bring many offensive mons, so, like, you just kept dropping his offense, and then he was done after that. But yeah, I think like a final statement would be Zach brought the right stuff, but probably could have had better sets maybe, or just utilize the threats more.
Remembering one thing now, but like with his Dragonite, I think this is the second game, or I might just be thinking of this game because it happened 2 weeks ago. But he really likes to just go out into Dragonite and press Outrage when it isn't killing something, and half time it's poison, and so he just lets it get worn down because he will keep trying to break it even though it's not breaking.
Yeah. That happened against
that was my
Josh, right? Where like the Mudsdale almost walled him.
Oh yeah, that was it.
But yeah, so that was yours. Who's my 13? My 13's Josh. So we did talk about him a bit. What do I have Josh at? He lost, right? He's 0-4 at this point, -4, I believe.
I think so.
And I have him right. He's a 0. So yeah, like we already kind of talked about it. I feel like I remember watching this and I was so nervous because I was hoping Drew got his first win, and are these right matches? I think so. Yeah, and it just like it like I don't know. It just came down to like I think a couple times he switched when he shouldn't have, and it ended up costing him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I don't know. Like I think like he has a good team. It's just something's missing. Because like these mons, like when you have a team of these mons, you should be putting in damage.
Yeah, and that's like Battle Ball and Greninja alone can just
win
some games, and it's just maybe getting a kill a game and then dying.
Yeah. And I have noticed he loves recovery. Like even though Toxic is gonna kill him anyways, he loves just clicking the recovery.
Yeah, I think he's been doing that with Arrow, right?
Yeah, and also this guy isn't afraid to miss. Like,
yeah, he spams Hydro Pump, Stone Edge.
Like there was one point where like.
Well, something was like about to die, and he pressed Stone Edge.
I don't think it was this match. I think it might have been week 5 match. But like every time I just see him click Focus Blast and click Hydro Pump and stuff like that, I just assume it's gonna hit now, just because he's clicking it. Like it's awesome. But yeah, we already talked about Josh, so I can just talk about why I put him above, I guess, Zach, Turner, and Dan. Like I said, Turner has a rough conference at the moment. Like, it's not looking good playoff wise. Dan, I feel Josh is more comfortable with his team than Dan is. It's just and I think like once Dan learns like to get more comfortable, he might slide above Josh. And then as far as Zach goes, it just I don't know, Zach. It feels like Josh, is like in the game in games more than Zach. Like, it just looks like Zach's games aren't as close, I guess, as and that's why I put him there at what is that, 13? Yeah, 13. But we can move. Do you want to go for your 12th, or do you want me to go mine?
Well, my 12th is Dan, and we've already really talked about it. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's not much more to say. It was just he doesn't have hazard removal, and just Stick Webs and Charizard 1. He just didn't have an answer.
Yeah. And
so, there's not really much to add there.
I had Drew, who lost this week, so he's 0-4. No, he won this week. He's 1-3.
And he won, yeah.
So he's +1. And I had him move up 3 spots. Not bad. Yeah. And we talked about Drew. How it's like I have him above all these people because it's looking like playoff, like standing wise, one of these teams of Josh, Zach, Dan, or Drew could make playoffs, and it's looking like Drew's getting the learning curve faster between the 4.
Mm-hmm.
He has an easier team to master too, which is nice. It was nice that he went the rain route for his first season.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's looking pretty bleak for the Sinnoh Conference. Like, it might only be 4 teams out of the 8 making playoffs, but he's above the rest just because it's looking like he has the best odds.
Yeah, I think with his team and the way he's been playing, at least like week 4, week 5,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do better.
And he has another shot against some people where different weather, like Alex, he has a shot to try a different kind of non-rain team.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Alex knows that rain works so well that he might not bring rain, or rain didn't work at all, so he might not bring rain.
Mm-hmm.
Alex played the mind games there, but yeah, since we both already talked about that, we can move to our 11th.
11th, yeah.
Okay, do you want to go with yours, or do you want to go with mine?
I think I know who your 11th is, so I'll do mine. Mine's Liam.
Liam? Okay.
And basically, where did I have him last week?
Really, Liam? Didn't he win this week?
I had him 11th. Like, the thing, like, I don't want him to move up at all. Like, he still won. But I think it's just the fact that, we already talked about it. I think Turner had that game, and the way Liam played, I don't think he deserved that win. It's just Turner.
It was another
switches out and let stuff die.
Yeah, it was another. The win, just kind of fell into his hands in a sense. All he had to do is not. He didn't have to. All he had to do was not overplay, just play what he was planning to play, and then just kind of fell there.
And even if she made the right moves, just him playing was not...
she clicked Psyshock turn 4 with Reuniclus. Trick Rooming when against the Reuniclus, not the greatest idea.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So even though he won, I still have him down just because, I don't think that win was deserved.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
But, I'm curious to see what will happen next week, because he's 4-1 after week 5. So, he's up there in the playoff race.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the playoff race, there's so many teams that are close. Because, there's 6 teams out of the 16 that are that have at least 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who did Javin play this week? Is this year he played Oh, no, he played Josh, right? Yeah, he played Josh already.
Week 4, week 5.
Week 5, sorry. Because Javin has 6 games played.
Oh, yeah, he played Josh at week 6. Josh has the wedding, so he's busy.
Yeah. Yeah, who you had Liam, right? Yeah, we already showed this game. Um, yeah, I agreed all the points you're saying. It's just like it's one of those games that could have easily been a loss in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll go with mine if you're done there,
Yeah, I'm done.
because
Yeah.
mine is the previous host of this show here.
Yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
it's Brandon, and oh man, I made so many notes just because like I'm trying to so
To
some
win on him.
so I'm gonna list off some stats after 5 games. Okay, so after this is after week 5. Um, he's brought 4 of his Pokemon. So out of 5 games, you bring 6 Pokemon each, which means you could have brought 30 Pokemon. So 30 out of
Mm-hmm.
30 spots, 17 of those spots are taken up by 4 Mons. Fortress, Infernape, Raikou, Gudra. I
Yeah.
compare this to like the other people in our front end that were doing the PR. My top Mons, Skarmory, Blastoise, Mence, Lucario. Eat up um, compared to my Skarmory and Blastoise had 4, so that's 8. Mence and Lucario had 3, so that was 14. So if I add another 5, like my fifth Mon, like 5 of my Mons take up the 17 spots.
Mm-hmm.
The point I'm trying to get here, um, and another stat was, uh, I've only brought one of my Mons 1 or less times. Um, you only brought 3 of your Mons 1 or less times, and you had 2 drops too, where Brandon has 3 Mons with only 1 drop that's been brought 1 or less times, or 2 or less times. The point is, it's looking like he's put himself in a team that he's got to bring the same stuff. That's the point I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
make. It's I'll go to his team because this like it's just I just don't think he's as comfortable with this team, and I'm gonna say like he has a lot of burnout from the GPC. Like I
Yeah.
understand that because last season I had that the end of the season. The only thing that was keeping me going was make playoffs. Maybe you can knock Sean out of the playoffs so that we have a new champion this year. But I don't think Brandon has that. Like he's already thinking he's not making playoffs, and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna have fun with it because I'm out of the playoff race. Like there's 7 weeks left.
No, I think
All
he
he
can
needs
definitely
is
turn it around.
yeah, he needs 1 or 2 wins, and he needs 1 win. If he can beat Mark or Squaz, he's back in the
Well,
race.
that being said, that I know Mark's team and game plan, and like I have full confidence in Mark.
Yeah.
Like not anything against Brandon, but
No,
like I know
I'm
what
I'm
Mark's
helping
style
build
is,
for
and I have
Brandon,
confidence in him.
and I have a good idea for the build, but Mark's team is just crazy. Like Mark has the upper hand, I think, in this fight.
Yeah.
But like, and what really bothers me about Brandon's team, which I didn't notice until now, is that Infernape is his only Scarfer. Brandon
Yeah.
Brandon
Yeah.
wins. This is how Brandon wins. He wins with speed and wins with defense. He walls you out, and then he gets it to a point where his speed can take him
Whereas in
the rest of the
Frank,
game. He
and
has one of the slowest teams in this league. And I'm saying that
I
even though he has a Crobat and a Raikou and an Infernape, if
mhm.
you only have an Infernape as your Scarfer, other teams, like if you go to Turner's team, and this was something we were talking about in the team analysis, how her team is really slow
Mhm.
because there's a lot of hundreds. But look at those hundreds. You've got Manaphy that can be a Scarfer. Entei can be a Scarfer. Crook can be a Scarfer. Um, if you want to Scarf Miltank, I mean, go ahead. Garchomp, easy Scarfer. Rotom-Mow and Staraptor, good Scarfers. So, like, her team outspeeds Brandon's because if you go Scarf Garchomp, Brandon has no answers. Like, nothing on his
Yeah.
team is going to outspeed that, but unless he Scarfs Infernape. Um, and that's an issue, is that his defense can't win him games when he doesn't have the speed support.
And like I have him later down the list, but I don't now because I only want to go in on him once.
Okay.
But like I think with this season, Brandon loves his defensive cores. He loves just having balance, and I think this is the team he's always imagined, where he has a Tangela, he has the Slow King, he has a Fortress. Like he has his regenerator cores he has his bulky hazard setters, his assault vest stuff. I think he has everything he's ever wanted, but now he's sort of seeing the flaw in that, where yes, you have your bulk, but sometimes that bulk can't really do stuff to other people's like setter uppers, and because of that, those setter uppers set up and then they take over your walls, and that's happened I think multiple games now where it's just yeah, you have your walls, but stuff can break through those walls if they're the right mon. So
Yeah.
like that belly drum Azumarill, it outsped all of his walls, so it could one-shot it with the bigger moves, and Aquajet one-shot all of Brandon's faster stuff because they're a bit more frail.
Yeah. And I'll even go in our game, like when I played him, he had me checkmated for 90% of that game, but
Yeah.
he just couldn't put enough offensive pressure to force it. Like if he put more pressure on me, then Salamence would not have been able to sweep that game. The only reason it could sweep that game is because I was able to hold out for 30 turns and get it in on the mon I needed to get it in on.
Yeah.
Like it was that
And
like
then-
that simple.
Well, I want to talk about like this game specifically versus Mike. Brandon got trapped in that vortex. Half the game was literally Mike U-turning, bolt switching around,
Yeah.
and not to mention that like Mike was in Brandon's head up until like turn 25. Mike got every single play right. Brandon could not touch Mike for 25 turns.
Yeah.
Tangela lived at 2% on one move and then 1% on another move. That was the only time the game Brandon got some sort of damage off, killed, anything. Other than that, Mike had that game in his hands the whole time. Because
Yeah.
all Brandon could do was just turn or switch out to one thing to the other as he got bolt turned on. And the only reason Brandon lasted long was because of his regenerator core and all that bulk. If you didn't have that bulk, Mike would have just won that game easy. It would have
Yeah.
been over way faster.
And it shows why he likes the defensive core. Like it holds him into games. You need that offense. Like I've been learning like how to build more offensively because season 1 and 2 I built very defensively, and like you can win games like that. Like I have experience doing that, but it comes to a point where you can't wall out everything. You need to realize there's some mons you just can't wall, and instead of walling them, make sure you have an offensive check to them.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy Aang Pincer has only been to 2 of his 5 games. Are you kidding me? Like this thing, like Pincer is that threat that you know exactly what it's going to do, but it's gonna do it anyways.
It does it anyways.
It does it anyways. Like it just doesn't care, and he's only brought it to 2 games, and it's -1 with 1 kill.
Mm-hmm.
That like this is one of his mons he needs to start, or he needs to drop Mega Pincer for something else. If he's not gonna bring it, he needs another offensive mon, like maybe Mega Gardevoir, maybe like because that's still bulky. Like, maybe something that has more speed. I don't know. Like it's just that like, and he like the reason he's so up high in my rankings still, like I consider 11 high, is because he has the skill, the experience, and the opportunity to still make playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, all he has to do is outwin Turner and outwin either Squaz or Jordan. It'll be easier to outwin Jordan because Jordan's in this division. All he has to do is his game versus Jordan, he needs to win, and he needs to hope Jordan loses to as many people as he can lose to. But
Yeah.
and he needs to
Jordan
hope
has
that
been on a dry
the
spell,
4
too.
the 4 1 and 4 teams, he needs to hope they stay 1 and 4.
Yeah, and then just one more thing I want to add about this game specifically was that in week 2, we saw Mike take over Mark, because Mike had that volt turn, and he kept switching in and out, getting kills here and there, and Brandon saw that, and that was the exact same thing this game. In turn 1, he saw Fortress versus the Ambipom, and Brandon hard switched into Fortress. I think Brandon needed to get his rocks up and stop that early on.
Yeah. And Fortress has T-Spikes. Like, that's the opportunity you throw T-Spikes out.
Yeah,
You throw your spikes, T-Spikes, all that.
because the amount of times that Swampert and Pelipper just and all that stuff just kept switching in, firing off hurricane stalls and all that,
Yeah.
that would have been way more limited and helped Brandon
One
so much.
and isn't that what happened at the end? The Infernape couldn't win because he was missing like a little bit of damage.
Like it was 1%, but Brandon said that was like a max roll through or something, so it wasn't killing anyways.
No,
Yeah,
but
like
you get
that.
spikes up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You get
and the
those
same
spikes
thing
up.
with like the amount of times Brandon swapped in Gudra on the Pelipper when like the Pelipper would have been so much more weakened because Gudra forced the Pelipper out. It was only doing so much, but Pelipper kept on getting coming for free. So eventually that Gudra died because it switched in like 3, 4, 5 times into Pelipper.
Yeah. And that's what I found when I played Tyler in the playoffs last year. Was Gudra's a really good check. Like my Thunder's T couldn't do anything to it, but it was still doing damage to it.
Yeah, the only way is just keep whittling it down.
Yeah, and like just like because Gudra hits hard, but not hard enough that you don't have answers to it. Like it has a lot of super effective possibilities, but you can. It's not going to be your offensive threat, and that might be something Brandon's realizing now is that Gudra's good, but it's not going to provide the offense. Like this team has an Infernape which has 104 attack and special attack. That's not that high. That's not breaking capabilities. So Raikou is his breaker. I would say Raikou's his breaker. One out of 6 Pokemon can provide enough offense this match.
Yeah.
And like man, like this game would have loved a Mega Pinsir.
Yeah.
But I mean it happens. And Brandon's putting himself in a position where it's going to be close, but I do feel he has a good shot. It's going to come down to week 7. It's going to come down to the GPC. So he's playing his semifinals this week versus when he's playing Mark. Then it's going to come down to if he makes finals, he'll be finals versus Squaz. He needs to win that game versus Squaz, I feel. Especially if he loses to Mark, and it's looking like he might lose to Mark.
Now he's really down on himself for that loss. I think this past week, who he fought? I think he fought Liam and lost or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I think he's just like I'm sort of done, and it's like I still have full confidence in Brandon's power.
Yeah.
I know he's a good battler. I think he just has to take a different approach. But I know that he can still come back and win like every single game.
If he listens to this, I don't know if he has the time, but what happened for me in last season, because I went through this, I was dead. Like I was doing so many stats, people weren't playing the games on time. I was burnt out. Like by the time I finished all the stats, it was Wednesday, and between school and the stats and all that, I didn't want to team build. I'm like, I'm tired. I need to take a break, and then like the match came and it felt like a chore. And I lost. Like I think I went on like a 2-6 losing skid or something. Like I was doing really well the first half, but it just caught up to me. And what I did was like, okay, we have a break for Christmas. I don't think I touched Pokemon. I left it for like 2 weeks. He doesn't have the option to do that, but I just like had to take that break, and I came back and I'm like, okay, I'm rested. I didn't focus. I didn't look at any of it, and I went on a good run in the playoffs. But he just needs to.
Well, you got second, right?
Yeah, for being a wild card team. But you just need to take that opportunity to just, and even if it's just once GPC's done, say he loses this week, he takes the from the moment he loses to the GPC, and say he loses a Mark. The moment that happens, take like 5 days off. Don't touch Pokemon. Don't worry about it. Come back, say the Wednesday or Thursday, and be like, okay, fresh start. And that's when I think that's when he'll turn it around. Because like he's in the semifinals for GPC, so it's not like he's in a bad playing spill or whatever. Like he's not in like this bad zone. Like he's performing. It's just this league is like the leftover of all his energy.
Yeah. And he's got fires at work every day, so
yeah.
He's on
So
edge.
the fires there are making him work like 6 days a week.
All right. What was that? You're 11.
11, and you said your 11 is Liam.
I said Liam, yeah.
I'll see what my 10 is.
Who's your 10?
We haven't talked about him yet, so I'll go with him. I have Squaz.
Okay.
And Squaz lost, so he's 2-2 minus -2. Um, the reason I have him above Brandon at this point was because like we talked about it, that losing skid. Like, I think Brandon's in that spiral, and like no matter how he plays, there's a good chance he continues in that spiral until he gets that rest. Squaz definitely isn't in that. Squaz is just I think this he played me this week, and
Yeah.
for like this is I think this is the first time that one of my like I'm talking about my opponents, and like I'm picking apart what they did. Normally I'm like, oh man, like they did well kind of thing, like but this game, like right off the bat, like like I almost didn't bring Salamence because he had Mamo, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm gonna bring a Scarf Salamence, and I'm like at the first turn I'm like, he has to switch, like I have a Blastoise, and he gets
He
rocks. I'm
rocks
like,
and
okay,
superpowers.
okay, yeah, and he superpowers instead of earthquaking, which would have made a difference when I get to it. But so he gets the superpower off, and I'm like, okay, like I'll just kill you with Aura Sphere if you want to switch into like Hydreigon or something. Um, After that, his whole team was swept by Salamence. I screwed up, which made the game closer, but didn't matter what happened. His team was wrecked by Salamence. Um, and it was that. And like if you go down, the only reason I was able to pull this win back was because I lived on 1% with the Draco, which Earthquake would have done that 1%. But thank God I edited my team, because at one point I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was full modest, and like let me throw enough special defense so I don't know what I wanted to live, but I'm like, I'll throw a bit of special defense in there, and it paid off. It's the reason I won.
Yeah.
But that being said, I just, I don't know, like, I just don't, the reason he's so low is he's on a 2-game losing skid, which, we're in a tough conference, which is, not a good thing, but it's just, I just can't understand sacking Mamo.
And yeah, and the thing is too that like he was on a winning streak, but it was against Drew and Turner, like
Who were at the bottom. At that
people who
point,
weren't winning
Drew,
games.
that was week 2 or 1, so Drew was using, like, a non-EV team.
Yeah,
and
like
Turner
so he
hasn't had
won
a win
those
yet.
games, but now we've seen what he fought Mike and he fought you.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
and the game versus
basically-
Mike felt a bit awkward too, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, basically, what Squad's been doing is he's just been leaving something and just attacking with it till he dies. And even last game against Mike, we saw like Mammoth come out and just press superpower, and it just seems that he sends something out and he just lets it attack.
Yeah.
And
He has the opposite problem as Turner. Turner switches too much. He doesn't switch enough.
And so in your game, like
Yeah, because he
Mammoth
sacked
went down
Mamo to
turn
Keldeo
2,
last
and
week.
after like turn 2 when Mammoth went down, Salamence just straight up won. Like he should have just forfeited there, but
Yeah,
he messed up. But in the end, like we take those.
yeah.
So
He hit me with that early GG. Screwed me up. Because I was
Did he
dead
actually?
tired, yeah. He GG'd me, what point did he GG me? So you said got him, turn 3 with the EQ. He GG'd turn 8. When I was confused, hurt myself in confusion, then he Draco'd and missed. It was right before that happened. And then me being an idiot, I'm like, oh, let me just stay in again. And take confusion damage a second time. And he surfed on
but
my
basically,
Salamence.
The way he played that game was just he had one answer to Salamence and then died, and after that is you won. Like it was simple as that. Is just he let Mammoth one died, you won.
Yeah.
But then that whole thing happened. But it was still like you won that game.
Yeah. I figured I knew how to win. That's what I'd say that's one of my specialties is screwing up early and knowing how to pull it back. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you pretty much done with?
Yeah,
that
I'm pretty
then,
much
or-
done with Squaz.
That was your 10. So my 10, he's probably up higher. Well, I don't know, he may not be up higher, but I have Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah. And it's basically because, like, Jordan's been doing good, but there's still many flaws that like, he keeps showing that is the reason why he's been losing some games. And, like, recently we've been seeing, like, he'll have Belly Jam the Zoom roll, and he'll go for player off when knockoff kills. And so
Oh,
you
and
can,
risk
like,
the miss?
miss that 10% and stuff. Yeah, like risk the miss. So let me grab the game. And so yeah, so just starting off from the start, like Mark let Jordan get all his hazards up basically.
Yeah.
Like he went Militic and like just all the spikes got up. Then the Venusaur came out. It was in the sun. And then basically here's his first big mistake. Is where he had Venusaur out versus Kyurem, and he decided to growth in the face of the Kyurem.
Yeah.
Was out to kill this thing. Like an Ice Beam was coming out, so I ended up dying.
Like, at least get Chip and Sludge Bomb. Let your hazards do the rest.
He had Z Solar Beam. Like that would have done a good chunk. I think he only had Solar Beam. He had Sunny Day, Growth, Solar Beam, Leech Seed, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he had a Sylveon though. I think I put this on his, like, the negatives that I didn't like about the game was, why do you sack Venusaur when you have a Sylveon?
Sylveon was also choice specs. When it came out, it got a kill.
Yeah, like, that was a free Sylveon switch. And you just killed something.
And he decided to growth on it. But yeah, Victini comes out. I guess he had to risk Victini after being minus speed Scarf versus Diggsby because, like, it was going to get a kill anyways.
Yeah.
But then again, this thing was a win condition. But I don't know, he gets the kill on the Diggersby. After that, he goes hard for Alligator on the Haxorus. And again, like, I know Azumarill is banded and had Aqua Jet, but he goes hard for Alligator. And I think this had Aqua Jet too. He doesn't even go for Chip. It dies. He could have gone out to, I don't know if Victini killed at that point, maybe not. But he goes out to a Azumarill, doesn't even Aqua Jet with that, lets it die, goes out into Sylveon, lets it die, and then after that, he's got Victini. And if Victini had come out earlier and killed this thing, then it was just a matter of switching out, let it come die, switch back in, V-Crate, let some die, switch back in, V-Crate.
Yeah, did he have U-turn? Wait, did his Victini have U-turn?
I'm pretty sure it did.
Alright, so, what, like, I see he EV'd his Victini right to have an odd number HP. So, even with rocks, he kills the Diggersby, the Haxorus, he could get, like you said, get the chip damage, let the Feraligatr die, then instead of going to something that Haxorus gets outspeeds, go in with the Victini, and U-turn. You have 2 switch-ins with Victini, so you U-turn there, which means you have 2 more switch-ins, and say, just go into, like, Sylveon or Azu, it doesn't really matter. This Haxorus is going to be low enough that you can V-Crate now. So at that point, you can V-Crate. Yeah, because Coco's not killing Sylveon. And I don't think Pinsir's killing Sylveon in one shot, so you're killing something with that. So you get a chance to V-Crate, and you put him in a position where where Victini can win, like you're saying.
Yeah. And this is a problem where he's done this multiple games now where he'll sack a bunch of things and then he'll go up crazy.
Yeah.
And again, that's what happened this game. So
I think I talked about that with week 1 versus Dan, was it took him a while, but once he realized, like, that's the thing, there's, like, a couple turns between him realizing what he needs to do. Because, like, he realized Victini killed something against the Amoonguss every time it came in. And once he figured that out, it was just like a Victini comes in, kill. Victini comes in, kill.
Yeah, so that's like that's really like Jordan should have had this game, but he's been doing the same problem of letting stuff die. And
I think he did a really good job with hazards, and then just bailed Mark out on a couple plays.
Yeah.
Because, like, if he did, like, I'm pretty sure like Victini's V-Crate could have killed the Haxorus at, like, that 80 or 60%. Like, Haxorus, I don't think is that... Yeah, because Haxorus would have been at 58. And so 58, I'm pretty sure a V-Crate does 58, or at least, like, a Psyshock or a Headbutt, whatever. Zen Headbutt does that 58. Which meant he would have had 2 sacks. So, Coco comes in, say. He goes into Azu, sacks it. Victini comes out, outspeeds it, V-Crates. Pinsir comes in, he sacks the Sylveon. Victini comes out, V-Crates. Like, Mark did not have enough sacks to win that game.
Yeah.
And if the Feraligatr got enough chip, he would have been lower than 58. So V create probably would have killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just like a thing that some players like. It's one of the hardest parts to learn is win conditions, is knowing how you need to win, or putting yourself into a position where something can win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I have to say for Jordan.
What do I have Jordan? I have Jordan above Squaz, so I'll put that. He's 2-2 -2. Yeah, so that was pretty much. I kind of went on about my points too. I do like that he has 2 wins though, which is better than last season, I believe. So he's definitely showing. I like how he's showing improvement. It's nice to see players come back and do better than they did.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you have as your number 9?
I have Brandon.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, like once again, like we already went on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the Volt turning just got to Brandon.
Yeah. Especially since he saw it happen against Mark, and it just wrecked Mark's day. Like, Mark's 4-1 at this point, and like I've never seen Mark so lost in a match. It just looked like he couldn't do anything, and then
Yeah.
the same thing happened to Brandon, except Brandon had the regen core to withstand it
Mm-hmm.
to a degree.
Yeah, I'm alone.
Yeah. Do you want to go with your 8 then?
Yeah. So, you talked about Squaz, right? Cause
Yeah.
he's my...
Yeah, so again, like after turn 2, man was throwing down, he lost his game. That's as far as I'm concerned. Like that's
Yeah.
what the game was.
I agree.
He let his one thing, stopping someone and sweeping, go down turn 2, and that was it. And then he also had defog on Laddie, which like I don't think hazards were the biggest concern in his world, especially when he was like Thunderbolt and stuff like that. I think he 100% should have had Calm Mind on that thing.
Yeah. No, like that's what I was so worried about. Like I should have had Toxic on the Licky, but I'm like, there's no way he doesn't bring sub or something. And it just kind of, I got into my head. I knew the way he's been playing his Lottie, he wasn't bringing sub Calm Mind, but I prepped for a sub Calm Mind.
Yeah. That's all I have for number 8.
Yeah. I'll go to mine. Let me look up what I took a photo on my phone. After Jordan, I have Liam. As he's 3-1 now. Oh, I just typed that wrong. And Liam, I have him -2. Wow. But I guess it makes sense after that game, just because like we already talked about, the win kind of fell in his lap, to a degree. If Turner played 2 turns right, like 2 turns, but 1 turn better, that game was in her hands. But we were I think we already went over that enough.
Yeah.
But I'll go with my my 7 then. If I just look it up, who's my 7? Liam. Above Liam, I have Javin.
I have Javin too.
Okay. And like I like the way Javin won that, right? He's 3-1.
Yeah.
I do like the way Javin's been playing. His only loss is to you, and to be fair, that happened when he didn't realize that Clef got Ice Beam.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the problem, like, Javin's a good player for the most part. Like, plays really well. It's just I think I mentioned this last week, but just cookie cutter teams. And for the most part, he's brought almost the same team every single week. And that's why I had such an easy time against him. Because it's always offensive Lando, Super Sonic, Sky Strike. He's always has, like, he likes to press Cyber Punch with Fly Sharp. I don't know what else he has, but, like, he's just keeps, or he has the Scarf for 10. I think it's been Scarf every time. And it's just, he's been bringing the almost exact same sets every single time. And that's what really helped, at least with me. And I feel like in this game, it was just, he brought the exact same stuff, and I think we said that Zach sort of had the answers. He just didn't play it the way he should have.
Yeah.
And in the end, like, Javin's team didn't really win that. It was the Toxpex that lulled Zach's team that won that.
No, I agree to that, yeah. He had this thing last year too, where you could, and I still lost to him. I was in that downward slope. Like, I knew exactly what he was bringing, prepped for exactly what he brought, and I just didn't execute. But I feel like at least this year he's got enough threats that he can make a good playoff push. And if you go to the standings after this week, he's where is it? Javin. He's 5-1 now. So he won week 5 and then he wins week 6. So like, if I lose this week, and if you win,
if I don't get enough kills,
so if you need to win by 1-0 or 2-0.
But to be fair, if I lose, I'm pretty sure Steven goes, like, gets boosted past. Well, at least if he 1-0s me, he'd be tied with Javin.
Oh, you play Steven this week?
Yeah, it's the battle for second place if you win first place.
No, because if you get a 2-0 win, you're first place, because you played Javin and won, and you'll be both tied at 5-1 plus 15. If Steven wins, then he's second place and you're third.
No, but if you, like, I'm just assuming you're gonna win. Like,
Me?
if you win.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. So it's gonna come down to, if you win, there's a good chance you're second place, and if Steven wins, there's a good chance that
basically at the end of
he's
this,
third.
it's either gonna be me, Javin, or Steven in second place.
Yeah. If you win, you're second. If Steven wins, he's probably guaranteed third place, depending on the win. Because he's plus 14, so Mike would have to win by a lot, by at least plus 3 to tie him.
And, like, if you looked at the standings before Javin played his match a little ahead of time, I guess, or it might have been.
Because it was a 6-0 win, I believe, right? Like,
but like I was 4-1, and I had the best, like, plus minus.
Yeah.
But Steven had, like, a better plus minus than me, and he had one more loss than me.
Steven has, if you don't include Javin's win week 6, Steven has the best plus minus in the league.
And he's lost more games, so like
he's 3-2. Yeah, that's like, that's pretty impressive. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's both our number 7.
Yeah, I guess he's not as high. Like, he's 3-1, but he's not as high on my marks, just because I want to see, like, he played you who was expecting and knew exactly what he was gonna bring, and you kind of knocked him off guard. So he, like, we know that he's 5-1 at this point, and he'll probably rank up in the next PRs to come, but.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens when he fights other teams expecting it. Expecting what he's going to bring.
This is spoilers, but not really. But, like, he beat Alex next week, so.
He did, yeah.
Alex probably was expecting, so.
So, like, he can go up against. It'll be a struggle, but he can win against people knowing what his sets are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll say number 6. I have Mark.
Mark? Give me a second to see who I have. Nope. I have Mark a little higher.
Alright.
Actually, I have Mark as my 5, so I'll talk about him too.
Right.
Mark did win,
at
right?
least for this match, like, Mark's been doing really well. I forget how he's done past seasons. I don't think he's done as well, but, like, this season, Mark's been doing extremely well.
Yeah.
But it's just with this game, Mark won this, but this, like, and we said earlier with Jordan, like, I thought Jordan had this one.
It was a win in his lap. Like, Mark got bailed out because Jordan didn't get the chip. My biggest thing is that, what I think the biggest thing I wrote with Mark was he doesn't fully understand everything. And that's not like a knock on him, because there's so much to know in Pokemon. But when you're facing a Scolipede, you bring hazard removal.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't, and it almost cost him.
And even like at the very start, first turn he saw Toxic Spike, he went hard Milotic, which I guess is a good play to get the Toxic up early, or I guess like the poison up early, so he didn't get Toxic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that allowed Jordan to just get up everything because Milotic could not kill it.
So he gave up like Toxic and 3 layers of spikes, so that Melodic didn't have Toxic.
Which then he let it die to the Venusaur.
Mm-hmm. So it hurt him a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. Like, I think this is like Mark's having a breakout year. Like, it's showing like he's showing his dominance, I guess to say. And again, he's one of those teams, one of those 6 that are in that playoff race, that are 4 or more wins in 5 weeks. And that's not easy to do in a 16 team league. His only loss was to Mike, and it's not like he's playing people that are have been sitting at the bottom of the PR for a while. Like, he's playing people like Mike and you that are high up. And like his only loss was to Mike, and it was just kind of like he just kind of got like knocked back, but he didn't let that slow him down at least. And I will say he's not trying as heatous stuff as he's tried in the other seasons.
Yeah, like he's got a lot. Like he'll come to me with some stuff, and I'll just tell him straight up no.
Yeah.
Because like he has been trying to bring heat, and I'll just be like no. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, don't like it may sound good, but please, for the love of God, do not bring that.
Yeah, like I remember season 2, he was facing Brandon, and he was like, AV Power Punch Registeel, it's gonna be amazing. And I'm like, this thing's gonna take forever to set up. That's the first thing I noticed. But I'm like, if you want to bring it, and like I prepped against him, and Conk just wrecked it every time. He still brought it, and after the match, he got like 5-0'd. He's like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, we're just but he's not bringing like ridiculous stuff. He's bringing some heat, but
I think Mark, he had the Walls team river, and he did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
His team is still a little Walls, but I think he's fallen in love with Tapu Koko and Daresby, especially Daresby. Like he just loves
ripping through teams.
Well, he's trying to like figure out sets for like Mark, Choice Bandit, and I think he's just like Choice Bandit every single team since that.
Yeah. Like if you want the priority SD, so you can get that SD quick attack, but the Silk Scarf, the Metronome SD quick attack, oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. But you bring that against the fast team, like who's got a fast team without a steel type? Oh god, that's gross. I don't know any. I don't want to ruin anything for any teams.
Oh.
But he probably could bring that against like a Drew kind of team that doesn't have like Kabutops, Excadrill. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see that he's ranking up. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or?
No. I think that's it.
Okay, I'll go with my 6 because I didn't talk about that. Who did I put? I put Steven.
Okay. I have him as 5, so I guess we'll just.
Yeah. And like, he lost this, so he's 2-2 -1. And the reason I put him, I mean, he's 2-2, which isn't that low. But the reason he dropped from last week was because,
you mean 2?
Like, he's 2-2,
oh,
yeah.
Wait, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought he had only 1 loss.
Like, he's at a point where his division, like, it's looking like he can clinch his division. Like, he's 2 wins above everyone in his division right now after week 5, and it's only looking like he can add to that differential just on the way the teams have been playing. But he hasn't been able to win out of division yet at this point. Like, he's played Brandon and he's played Alex, and neither of those are both his losses. His 2 wins are against Josh and Dan. Yeah. after week 4. So like the reason he's lower is because he's holding his division's playoff spot. He's second in his conference, but he's just, I don't know. And like I also added with the Blacephalon, like he's getting a hold of his team, but it's just I don't think he has control of the Blacephalon.
Does he have Blacephalon on
Yeah.
his team? Like, what do you? Did he drop it? Am I not prepping for Blacephalon?
No, he hasn't. He's had it.
What the heck was his team?
That's why you don't notice it because it hasn't been doing anything.
It hasn't done anything.
But it I think it did something in week 5. Like he's
Oh my
starting.
God, he does.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and that's why I put him a little lower. Is just because like he's at a point where he's in a position where I feel like he should be 3-1. Like, he controlled his division wins, and he gets to play those division wins twice. And if his first 2 division wins were 5-0s, like, I'm kind of worried that the next round, if he gets even like a 3 or 4-0 on both of them, like he could be like 6-6 with like a +20 rating somehow, which is insane. But like I'm excited because his losses have been like 1-0s and his wins have been 5 and 6-0s.
And like personally, like this game, him versus Alex, it was a really great game on both ends.
Yeah.
Alex just I think had a little bit better team prep, like the Shikaberry on Etran.
Yeah.
Gave him the kill on Blacephalon. He survived. I guess he already popped, but he survived a hit on Jolteon, got damage off. Turn 1, I like if you're playing Pokemon, you're always gonna learn new stuff. Turn 1, Steven learned what Water Bubble does, because he Will-O-Wisp the Araquanid, and that was just a free liquidation.
Yeah. And then I really like Alex showing what knowing the Destiny Bond, but
Yeah, and like I know Alex knows Destiny Bond because like playing Jensen Randoms, Frostlass always has Destiny Bond, so he expected it. So what I think he got his webs up or something that turn.
Yeah.
The next turn he killed. And honestly, if the Cursed Body didn't go off on the Araquanid, I think Liquidation just would have claimed more kills while that thing was still out.
yeah. No, I agree.
So yeah, so it was just stuff like that where like Alex had a little bit more knowledge at least. In
Yeah.
terms of, like getting past Destiny Bond versus like Steve not knowing what Water Bubble does. I think Steven let Aggron take a little bit of unnecessary damage, especially when it was really his only answer to a Mega Beedrill. I think he let it take a little bit too much. And in the end, like that fell stinger on the Beedrill, I think if Aggron even had maybe 10% more health, he would have lived it and killed the Beedrill in 1.
Yeah. No, I agree. He had like a Dragalge, like all that damage was taken by Dumeyes, and he had a Dragalge that could have just switched in, threw off a nice heat like poison sludge wave or something.
Yeah.
Although he had the heat rinse, so he might have thrown off something like a Draco.
Well, I think in the battle he let something go down and then he went Heatran on it.
Yeah, he went the Dumeyes. He let the Dumeyes go down.
Yeah. So I don't know, like I think it was just a close match on both ends. It's just Alex had a little bit more prep and knowledge and just pulled it through.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, so that's and you said you had Steven as your 5?
Yeah.
So who do you have as your 4?
I have Alex.
Oh, I think I have Alex too. Or I also have Alex, yeah.
Yeah, because where did I... Yeah, because he was number 5 for me. He climbed to, what is that, number 4. Just because, yeah, like he won that game in both... It was played very well on both ends. So
Yeah.
He just deserved to go off that extra spot.
I have him +5. I think for me, like, the reason I haven't been putting him up higher earlier was because he's always been like that, where like he'll play well some games and then some games he's kind of finicky. It's showing like he's 3-1 now. Like it's showing that for the most part, other than when he played you, like he's ready for games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to see, like he's definitely a strong opponent, and he knows, he has knowledge of the game.
Yeah. So do you want to go into number 3?
Yeah, just give me a second. Is there anything else you wanted to add? We kind of talked about it in the Steven match because
No,
like they're both
he
playing
had
each other.
one slip up, and it was final game, or he pressed first impression
Yeah.
in the final game. And honestly, I get those mixed up too. So, but
Yeah.
it was like that almost cost him the game right there.
I was kind of worried about the whole why he was letting Delmise take so much damage against the Aggron, but now it kind of makes sense. Like that was the only Mega Beedrill switch in. So like
Yeah,
if he
he
was able
had
to
to.
give up Delmise, which didn't really it only really checked the Jolteon, but he had a Bulu to check Jolteon, and Jolteon showed it wasn't HP poison. So it was kind of good. That was I'm really liking that play. Now that I'm looking back on the match, like the ability, and he got rid of the spikes too. But yeah, just the ability to just to know, I don't know, just
Just like
to know how, like,
what he had to do.
yeah, to bring back something that we talked about earlier. Like he knew how he was winning this match, and he played his outs well. Like he knew sacking Dalmise to get Aggron low enough was something he needed to do. Getting rid of like stuff like Blacephalon, in case it was scarfed, and he ended up with the win.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with your 3, or do you want me to start?
I think this might be all the same, but I have Mike as 3.
Mike? Oh, okay, I have myself as 3.
Oh.
So if you can go with
You
Mike,
were hard on yourself this week.
Yeah, I was kind of mad at myself.
Oh. Okay, well, basically, like, we talked about this Mike versus Brand with all the volt switching, but, like, Mike played like a god this game. Like,
Yeah.
I won't say anything less of that. Like, and I said earlier, until turn 25, when the Tangela turned the game around a bit, Mike got every single play right up into that point. And, like, he 100% deserved that game.
Yeah, I agree. Like Mike is like I don't get his teams. Like last team it was like his last season was like Zygarde, Lando, Mawile, and this season it's Zygarde, Swampert, Crawdaunt. He has Keldeo too, but like he's just spamming like certain types, and it's just doing so well for him.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to Ambipom getting like Ambipom is such a weird Pokemon, but it's so good at getting chip damage.
It's not powerful, but that fake out is just something to be recognized.
And it's fast. It gets the chip damage and it gets the U-turn.
So that's honestly really odd to say about Mike. It's just he played like a god that game.
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh, is that all you're gonna say? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay. So I'll talk about why I put myself at 3, because like I am after this week, I'm the only undefeated team, which is, I mean, like awesome, obviously, but I let exhaustion slip my mind, and the fact that Salamence won that game, and I kind of like. I feel like I had to put myself lower because I was starting to get like that power hungry, whereas like I've been high up in the power rankings since week 1. Salamence has been high up in the kills for a while. It was just more of like this game showed that I'm starting to get to my head a little, and I just have to like realize that each game's just kind of its own thing, and don't worry about the stats. Because that was the first week I put myself at power ranking 1 was last week. So from now on, I know that I'm not doing that. And I think I played, other than the one play with me getting confused, I think I played okay. I think I played well, but I just think the 2 people above me showed that they played a stronger game than I did this week. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself, because, like, everyone has that where it's, like, you still played really well, it wavered a little bit, but even, like, my week 5, like, I pretty much accepted defeat against Drew, who's, like, still bottom of PR, just because, like, I pulled the trigger too early with Hawlucha, and that was really my only thing to check King Jordan Rain.
Oh yeah.
There's just stuff like that where, like, in the end, we take those. You won.
Yeah. Like yeah, like I'm putting myself lower because it happened, but like I'm not I'm not going in like, oh man, like how dumb was I to screw up. I'm like I came out with the win. That's what matters. Just know that like I just have to reset and kind of like realize that it's gonna be a long season. Like I can't just I can't like I'm not just gonna ride out the high and be like, oh man, like I'm the only undefeated team. I just had to like this is kind of me like rechecking myself, being like, okay, there's still 8 games left. You just kind of like have to stick to the process.
Yeah. So I think that's both our number 3.
Yeah. Who'd you put us to?
I got myself.
Oh, you have yourself?
Yeah. It's basically like if you look at who's left, like, you're number 1, because and based my reasoning to that is you're undefeated. But
Oh,
with
okay.
me, like that game, I don't want to say like I played really well or I outplayed my opponent. It was just I brought webs into Charizard and that won me the game. Like, just Dan didn't have anything for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's again, like, that's really what I said when we were talking about Dan. Said I brought webs, got him down, brought Charizard out, won, and that was really it.
No, I agree. Like, this is one of those games where it's just like you won on you won on team prep. Like, is that the thing? Is like he had things like a Mimikyu, like I could have got like a Toxicoff or something, um, but yeah, it's just Dan didn't have the answers for the for hazards. I'll talk about why I put you number 1 this week. Is because oh wait, I didn't talk about my 2. My 2 is Mike. I'll go over Mike for a bit. I believe Mike was my let me just double check that he was my my number 2. Yeah. So I put Mike as number 2 this week just cuz like it was a really well game and he played like a god. But the difference between Mike and you this week was you're 4 weeks in. Lele and Halucha have 3 wins of your 3 wins. Um,
Mm-hmm.
0 deaths, I believe. 0 kills.
Yeah,
So
like, I think Lele might hit the thing once and then switch out, but like I don't think they've really fired off attacks.
no.
Both of them
So
to
like
that point.
and that's why like it's been 4 weeks and your top 2 picks haven't touched the field, but you're 3-1. Like it's just showing that like you're like it's a way of saying like your bench is so good that you don't need your stars.
Mm-hmm.
And calling Charizard a bench Pokemon is kind of like you use like Charizard's like one of your stars obviously, but you're not relying like you're not a team that has to rely on your threats. Like you can find other ways to win. And like Mike, all his games have been kind of similar. It's like Ambipom puts in work, and then his 3 threats, his Crawdon, his Swampert, his Zygarde, they do work. And then yeah, like this week, like it's just crazy to me that like I'm looking through the stats, and like I'll even go now, because I think you finally did something with your Lele and Halucha. But like yeah, Lele and Halucha now have like 4 kills combined in 8 games, with 1 death, and 6 games won. Like that's crazy. Wait, no, the games won should be higher, shouldn't they? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, you only marked yourself for 3 wins. You did your stats, didn't you?
Oh shit, yeah.
Who'd you bring here? I have Dan in yours game.
Oh no, but that's
No, because you didn't. The only game you didn't bring Lele and Halucha to was versus Mark.
was Mark.
And so you had. Here, I'll fix that. So
Oh, shit.
Halucha. You brought Halucha. You brought a Selgor. You brought Megazard. You brought Lele, right? 4. Who else did you bring?
Yeah. Clef
Clef and Rabombi.
and Zygarde. Clef, Zygarde, or Bombi.
Yeah. Clef and Rabombi. 3, and Brewers were Bombi 2. So I'll fix. Oh no, I want it to fix Dan's because he lost. But
I feel
yeah,
like
that's crazy.
didn't
Like,
do that unless maybe. Oh no, were you asking about week 4 or week 5?
that probably would have been week 5. My bad.
Oh, okay. I was talking about my week 5 mods I brought.
Oh, okay. Who did you bring? Sorry. Did you bring
For week 5 or week 4?
week 5?
Week 5 was Rabombi, Lele, Lucha, Zygarde, Clef, Charizard.
Okay, so you didn't bring a Selgor, so I'll put a Selgor at 2, and you brought Clef, so Clef's at 3. And then you
Selgor's
said
come to 3.
Zygarde, right? Zygarde gets 1, so Zygarde's at 2. And who did you bring? Sorry, reset it.
Zygarde's at 2, Selgor's at 3.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh wait, no, up until week 5, Zygarde's at 3. Sorry.
No, wait. Selgor has a loss because it was versus Mark.
Yeah.
The mons you brought versus Mark were Latios, Conk, a Selgor, Magnezone, Pylo, and Zygarde. Yep, so we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just surprising to me that your top mons, like, and that being said, Zardex is like 10 kills, 0 deaths at this point, which we'll ignore for the time being, but
Well,
it just
and that's the thing too. Just to mention on that is like I had Latios Mega first, and the thing just I know it's bulky and powerful, but it just didn't seem bulky and powerful.
no, I
Like, it
agree.
could
Like
come
I had
out
Mega
and
Latios,
maybe
I'd Mega
fire off,
Latios, and it didn't seem that way.
Yeah, it's like it could come out and maybe fire off with Draco, but people have answers to that. Meanwhile, like Charizard, half the time like it's bulky enough and it's got good typing working with anything, and after Dragon Dance, it just rips through teams. That's
Yeah.
why I picked that up.
No, I agree.
But I don't know, like you'll like my team week 6 against Steven. I brought the good stuff.
Oh, nice. I'm excited to see it. Like, I'm lucky we're in different conferences because, from how like your matches have been going, it's like, it's Lele, Halucha, and Zard. It's like they're all 3 are such threats that like, you get blown back by one.
Yeah.
It's definitely not easy to prep for.
And honestly, like I've prepped up to I think week 10. Yeah, week 10. And I go back every week and like double check, and I'll probably change stuff that week of the match. But for the most part, most teams, Halucha after SD, it just rips through, and that's Halucha alone. Then you have Lele, which can one-shot a lot of things, or Zygarde the Dragon Dance is like 3 huge things that can sweep teams alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's all of our. I guess
That's
that was my.
all our-
well,
yeah.
that was you saying number 1. So I think that's everyone for this week.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I guess we'll be back with week 5. Hopefully we can get some more people on. Let us know if you guys actually wanna do it with us, because like we're dropping down to 2 people. So that's not. I mean, it's not bad. Like this worked really well. I feel.
It's not bad, and like, how long have we been doing this? Like an hour 30, hour 40,
Probably, yeah. Probably hour 30.
something like that.
So
I mean, we have
it's
a
around the
prep
same
person,
time, yeah.
It's a time consumer, but like I don't know, it's fun.
I like it, yeah.
And also it keeps you honest about watching people's matches. Like,
Yeah.
It does really help to see what people are doing, versus like maybe you just play your match and that's it, and then next week, oh, here's my new opponent. I have no idea what they've done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's
No,
I don't
like
know. I like it at least.
yeah. Now that I'm not doing the stats alone, it's nice to have something like this where like I know that I'm gonna see every match every week. Although I forget which match it was this week, but it kind of threw me for a loop. Where I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot like they did that. It might have been Mark's match because it was so early in the week. But yeah. And you want to do week 5 tomorrow? You said.
Yeah, like I don't have the PR down, but I work until like I'll be home at 5.
Are you meeting up tomorrow? Is that the day that Alex is in town?
Oh,
So we could probably do it another day.
I don't know what he wants to do though, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
But I guess we can end the recording and then talk about that.
Yep. Oh, and the recording. Yeah. See you guys. Hopefully we can find, like I said, more people for week 5, and so on. But I mean, summer, a lot of work. Hard to get a lot of people in the same group. But yeah. See you guys. That's the wrong one.